We're in 50onRed, and we have just set up our 3 campaigns. We've created our creatives, our destinations for the URLs that contain our capture pages. And we've entered our targets, our domains, and our keywords, where we'll be popping our ad up over when a user goes to those websites. In the meantime, our creatives have been approved, and so we're going to start getting traffic very soon. So let's take a look at our bidding. So first thing, let's go through them kind of in the order that we entered them. First was the traveling related niche. Let's click on there, and it's going to pull up and default to our targets. We'll look what our targets are. Okay, so we see now our screen is a little bit different. Now, the very first thing before I even look at our bidding, because it's such an important item and can save so much on your costs for your advertising, and a lot of people don't realize this. I'd estimate probably you can save 1/3 of your cost is if we look at this column called bid type. The bid type defaults to fixed, and what that means is whatever you have set for your cost per view. This is 1 cent, if we had it set for 10 cents or 50 cents, when we have our bid type as fixed, that is what we're going to pay every time there is an impression. They have an option. You can choose Proxy. And what Proxy means is you can have your cost per view at 10 cents, but when you have Proxy selected, what you will pay for each impression is only, I believe, 1/100th of a cent higher than the next highest bidder. So if your cost per view is set, if you're bidding 10 cents per impression on France.com and your bid type is Proxy, let's say a user goes to that website and 50onRed decides which pop-up ad to place. Now you're going to win because you got the higher bid, but because you have it selected as Proxy, let's say the next highest bid was 2 cents per impression. You were bidding 10 cents. If your bidding type was fixed, you would pay 10 cents. When your bidding type is Proxy, you'll pay 1/100th of a cent higher than the next highest, which was 2 cents. So you will pay 2.01 cents for the impression, not 10 cents. Sometimes there won't be much difference, but sometimes you can save quite a bit. You can be bidding on a URL and be willing to pay 10 cents or 15 or 20 cents, but you may end up paying only 2 cents or 3 cents or 4 cents or something significantly less. As a whole, I would estimate you probably save 1/3 of your advertising cost. So what we're going to do is we're going to first thing put all of our URLs, we're going to change the bid type to Proxy. So what I can do, instead of selecting each one individually, I'm going to hit the check mark here, and that goes down and selects them all. Now, because we are displaying 100 rows, we only have 35 targets. They all get selected. If we had more than 100, at the top it would pop up here and say, do you want to select all targets that are available? They'll have a number in there. So what we've done is we've done that. Now let's hit edit, and we're going to change our bid type. The very first thing down here, change our bid type. I have to scroll up a bit. Change our bid type for our 35 targets, and we're going to change it to Proxy, and we're going to update. It takes a second, and there it is. They're all Proxy. So let's take a closer look at our bidding. What we see here, our default bid was 1 cent per impression. Where we see a green approved, that means good. That means we're probably the top bidder, and we'll pay 1 cent per impression. Whereas when we see this yellow notice below the smart bid, this one is 10.3 cents per impression for TripAdvisor. We are definitely not the top, and we've got a number of those on our list here. And you can even, if you click on approval here, it'll sort them. And so all the ones where we're too low go to the top, and all the rest are approved. So what we can do is we can increase this. Up here says increase all to smart bid, and we can do that. I want to look at something else first though. This little blue rocket here is going to tell us some useful information. A couple of these don't have that, and my understanding is simply because there isn't enough traffic on that website to get the data that's behind our little blue rocket. So let's look at our little blue rocket. Let's look at him for TripAdvisor. Oh, bad example. Keyword, try this one. Sorry. Okay, this might be a better example. Budget travel. Our smart bid, which means to put us at the top of all the bidders, is 21.8 cents. Now, that is high, and even for our example here, I'm not comfortable with that. Budget travel is a pretty popular website, and I feel like we're going to eat through our budget pretty quick. 20 cents an impression, unless you know that that website is converting, is too high to pay. You've got to, once you figure out what your sweet spot is for your cost per lead, you'll be able to figure it out. Now, if you knew that with budget travel that 1 out of every 5 impressions you're getting a lead, so your lead is costing about $1, if that's where your sweet spot is, that would be fine. If your sweet spot is $10 a lead, well then obviously you can pay more and you may be able to pay the 20 cents for the smart bid. But for now, that's a little bit too high. So this is interesting. This tells you, based on what you're bidding, what percentage of the impressions you're going to get. So if you're bidding 21.8 cents, you're going to get 100% of the impressions until you've eaten up your budget. And once you've eaten up your budget for the day, then it's going to go on to the next bidder that is bidding on that URL. Now, if we drag this down, you can see our bid value is moving down. So right over here, 4.9 cents per impression gives us, it looks like, about 80% of impressions. That's not bad. And here I bumped it, so it's 5.1. So I would be comfortable testing that. And I'm not worried about getting 100% of impressions. It's a popular website. And so we're going to be able to get 80% at that. So let's hit apply. Now it's going to still say we're below smart bid, but we are bidding a higher value. Now let's check out some of these others. These others, the graphs weren't quite as obvious. This one here, we're at, if you wanted, wow, this is interesting too, because our smart bid is 15 cents. But if you want 100% of impressions, you're going to have to pay 36 cents. So, but it jumps down pretty quick. So 15 cents, it looks like you're going to get about 95% of impressions. So let's look according to our value there. And if our target was 5 cents, okay. 5 cents, looks like we're just going to get a few meager leftovers on that website. But let's try it. 5 cents looks like we're going to get maybe about 5% of the impressions. But let's try it. One of the keys in figuring out how much you can bid is to see if your URL converts. If your URL is converting, increase your bid amount and you'll get more impressions. So we're going to do 5 cents there. Now that was using Travelocity.com as a keyword, and this is Travelocity.com as a domain. And it was slightly different for the smart bid. Yeah, that's 15 cents for the keyword and 11 cents for the domain. Interesting. So let's see what this guy does here. So if we aimed for, again, about 5 cents. Oh yeah, we're way down there. We're getting almost nothing at 5 cents. Now what if we wanted 20%? We'd have to pay about 7 cents to get 40%. Why don't we try that? TripAdvisor. Again. Wow, $1 to get 100%, and then it drops down really quick. If we wanted to pay, okay, that's interesting. 5 cents for TripAdvisor, we'll get, looks like about 75%. Okay, 5 cents. And probably going to be same here. Yeah. Approximately 5 cents. Rick Steves. See, no, this one isn't too bad. 3.3 cents. And it shows us that will give us 100% of the traffic. I mean, you can scroll down, and even at 2 cents, you'll get about 60% of the traffic. But I'm okay with paying the full amount on this one. Why don't we try it? And it says approved, so we are now above the smart bid. And same thing on this one. Oh, this one here, it doesn't have the blue rocket. Again, there's not enough traffic as a keyword to give us that designation. So let's just punch in the number. They want 2.8 cents. Let's try it. Hit enter. And real Europe here as well. 2.3. Okay. Those will probably disappear in a little bit. So we've got our bidding here. We're paying a bit more for some URLs. All the rest are defaulting to 1 cent. And let's see where it goes. Okay, so that was the traveling campaign. Let's look at the other ones. The internet marketing campaign. So again here, some of them were below the smart bid and some were approved. So let's sort to see which ones are below smart bid. And let's look at what values they were. So 2 cents, 4 cents, 6, 13, that's a little bit high. 25, a little bit high. Okay. So those are quite high. What we could do, what I sometimes will do to make it quick, is I know approximately how much I want to pay for a view and kind of want to set a cap at what my amount is. So what I'm going to do to make this quick, I'm going to increase all to smart bid for now. I have to scroll up again. Yes, increase to smart bid. Okay, they've all disappeared. We're approved for all of them. But I know some of them are higher than I want to pay. 25 cents, I don't want to pay that much. So I'm going to sort them by what my price is. And I'm going to say I only want to pay up to 5 cents per view, no matter what. So I can see here I'm down to 4.9. That's fine. So let's select everything above that. And then let's go edit. And here, remember before we did change the bid type here, which we need to do for this one again, is I want to change my cost per view bid. I have to scroll up. And I want to change it to 5 cents. Okay, that should update it. In the meantime, let's select all of them. They've all been selected, and we want to change them to proxy bidding. There we go, it updated them. So here we can see they're all 5 cents. We're sorting down, there's our little down triangle. We're sorting down from highest impression value and going down. These are going to say below smart bid, but we'll just take that chance. I mean, we'll see. Some of these at 5 cents. Will we get any traffic at 5 cents? Oh yeah, 75% almost. That's pretty good. And even down here, these guys, ClickFunnels, 6 cents. Let's see here. If I'm bidding 5 cents, not as much. Maybe nothing. We'll see. Just the way it works out, this one looks like if you're below 6 cents, you're basically not going to get any traffic. If you want any traffic, you got to be bidding 6 cents. But we're going to try it. We'll see how it works. And we've changed everything to proxy, so we'll save money doing that. So this guy is done. So let's go back to our campaigns. We had one more left. Home selling secrets. We must have a large URL there. We do. Okay. Let's just move us over here a little bit. Okay, so again we see some are approved and some are below smart bids, and that's okay. So first thing, which I should have done last time, is I want to change to proxy. That's selected them all the way down. Yep. Edit, change my bid type to proxy. Update. Now some of these here, I know Zillow is a very popular website. Let's see what the rocket tells us. Okay, so we'll get some traffic. See, if we're even bidding 2 cents, we're going to get 40% of traffic. because Zillow is a very popular website. So I'm going to even enter 2 cents. I'm going to enter it right there. This guy, that's fine. Let's try that. 2.5. Well, let's see what happens if we do 2 cents. Okay. No, we're still getting almost 80%. That sounds good to me. HGTV is a popular website too. I want to be careful that I don't pay too much. 2 cents there again. We won't get quite as much traffic. Zip Realty. Okay, that looks good. So as you see, a lot of these are, you're going to get a fair bit of traffic even at 2 cents. So what I'm going to even do, I'm going to just try something. I've sorted them all by, oh, you know what? Pardon me. Let's do like this, all my approvals, and I'm going to put everything that is below smart bid, I'm going to put it to 2 cents, and we're going to see how much traffic we get. Now, some of them I know I've changed already, but I'm just going to go through and select all of these ones that were below the smart bid. And I'm going to set them all for 2 cents, and we'll see how much traffic we get. Change cost per view bid. Scroll up. 0.02. Update. There we go. They're all at 2 cents. And the rest are at 1 cent. So we'll see what traffic we get from those. And that is it. We now have updated our bidding, and we should start seeing some traffic come through. I'm going to be monitoring these campaigns over the next couple days. If I see something interesting, then I'll make a note of it. And after a week or so, we'll go through a little bit of analysis on what we're seeing.